Okay, so I know it's been a while, but I had a lot of family over and people were in a bunch of different rooms. There wasn't enough space to record in the basement because the basement was being used so much. But now I'm finally back. So yesterday I watched Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup final. Probably the most entertaining Real Madrid game I've seen in a long time. My goodness, that was a fun game. It was... I'm not gonna lie, the defenders saved us, but also were kind of like iffy. Like defensively, we conceded 3 goals, which is never good, especially to a team like Atletico, which yes, I understand they're a very good team, but we should not be conceding 3 goals to anyone. So there's that. That's my little 2 cents on that. Oh, there goes the dogs. A few talking points that I had. So obviously I'm watching this yesterday, so it's a little bit older, but I've tried to remember as much as I could. A few episodes ago I mentioned set pieces and their importance and the lack of goals we've been scoring from set pieces. I swear ever since I made that episode we've probably scored like 3 or 4 goals off corners. I don't remember if we've had any off free kicks, but Rudiger has been a hero, and I mentioned a few episodes ago like how I miss having those set piece players like Pepe, Ramos, Varane, Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema. We had like a huge squad. So, hi Ben. I missed that, and it seems like we're having more of that now. Obviously, with Eder Militao out, that's another aerial presence that we're missing. Casemiro left. All those players left. I hope to see us in the transfer market invest in some players that, you know, are a little bit more physically domineering. Players like Alphonso Davies, who, yes, he might not be the biggest. He's quick. He's rapid. I love Rudiger at center back. He needs to stay starting. I would play him over Alaba, without a doubt. People talk about Alaba's ability to play out of the back. Rudiger can play out of the back just as well. Maybe not exactly as well, but it's very, very close. And I'd rather my defender know how to defend first. Talking point number 2. We had a mixed performance from the attackers. So obviously we conceded a ton of goals. Hi, Kai. But the players that scored were also our defenders. It wasn't until the second half that we got some goals from an attacker or a midfield player. Vinny, this whole season, has seemed to be out of form. Yes, I understand he did create a lot of danger, but he needs to get back on the score sheet. Bellingham had a more influential game off the ball than he did on the ball. He created, he contributed, but oh my god, this dude runs so much. He defends like an animal, and I love to see it. Rodrigo had a decent game. It was an okay performance from the attackers, but we really need to be putting away our chances. I think we created 6 or 7 big chances. At least that's what I saw in FotMob. Atletico had 0. So we conceded 3 goals from a team that created 0 big chances. It goes to show how poor of a defensive display that was. Some other talking points I had is, how does one team commit 19 fouls and another team commits 10 and not a single yellow card is presented? I don't understand. It makes 0 sense. There was some shouts for a penalty. I'll be honest, I don't 100% know if any of those were a penalty. Maybe one of them was. I don't remember off the top of my head, but sitting there watching, I was like, I don't know if that's a penalty. There was a lot of fouls and there was a lot of cynical fouls. So to see not a single card given, even through 120 minutes of football, I just don't. La Liga refereeing, even though it's a Spanish Super Cup game, but I'm assuming they use the same refs as La Liga. It's just inexcusable, honestly. I don't understand how in this day and age we still don't understand that if you punish a behavior that you don't want seen, then the behavior won't happen again. There's a reason why yellow and red cards were made. Use them. That's enough about the referee. I would like to talk about Real Madrid's play style this season. I feel like this season we press way more than we have in recent seasons. That's just me. I think it was to be expected considering how youthful of a team we have now. We've got Vinny, who's 23, Rodrigo, who's 23, Valverde, who's like 24 or 25, Tchouameni, who's super young, Kamavinga, who's super young, Brahim, who's super young. Well, he's not super young, but he's still young. We've got this super young squad, and it's mixed with experience perfectly. I pray that Kroos and Modric extend for another year. Please. Extremely unlikely that Modric extends. There's a chance that Kroos does. But, oh my God, we just need them to stay. A part of me, this is very selfish, I wish Modric was okay with just being a squad rotation player. Because not only can they learn from him in training, he can also come on and make a huge difference. I feel like he's been a better player slightly this year because of how much rest he's given. So every time he's playing, it's almost like he's fresh. It's like he's fit, but he hasn't played in a while. His legs are fresh. They're not achy. They're not sore. He's able to go out there and make an amazing difference. That would be awesome. I mentioned it a few episodes ago. Kroos retiring, he just turned 34 like a few weeks ago. Kroos retiring now is criminal. Modric is 4 years older than you and still going. He's about to be 39, so he'll be he'll be 5 years older. It's just, come on now. There's no reason. I don't care if you've completed football. I don't care if you won the World Cup. I don't care if you won 5 Champions League. I don't care if you won every single trophy there is to win with Real Madrid. Even the Copa del Rey, which it only took 9 years, but you did it, right? Please stay. Don't leave. And that brings me on to the next talking point, which was the Saudi Arabian fans' treatment of Toni Kroos. Every single time this guy touched the ball, he was booed. Oh my God. I think there's only a 25,000 capacity at the stadium, and it sounded like 50,000 at least. They booed this man so much. He had a good game, to be fair to him, and I can only imagine what it's like playing under that kind of pressure, where every single time you touch the ball, 25,000 people want to see you fail, 25,000 people want to see you make a mistake, 25,000 people want to see you let your team down. So, if you don't know, the reason why he was getting booed was because of comments he made about the Saudi Pro League, where he's talking about how it's a shame that players are choosing to go there for money rather than having a good club career and winning like the 5 European leagues or the Champions League or cups. And I think the main reason why he brought this up was that one player who left from Celta Vigo. I believe his last name was Vega. I don't remember his first name. And he was an up-and-coming young midfielder. I believe he was 21 years old, and he went to a Saudi Arabian team. In my personal opinion, I love Toni Kroos. Obviously, I can't dislike the guy as a Real Madrid fan. I do think it's a little bit pointless to talk about. Respectfully, I don't see why it's such an issue. Like, it doesn't concern Toni Kroos at all. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't see what's wrong with a league wanting to grow and become a great league and have national pride and want to have one of the best soccer leagues in the world and attract the world's best talent. Is the way they're doing it the best? Using tons of money? In my personal opinion, no. But don't hate the player, hate the game. They have money. Let them use their money how they want to use their money. We are not Saudi Arabian citizens. We don't live in Saudi Arabia. We cannot judge them. Wherever you live, I assure you they do some sketch stuff that other people probably don't enjoy. So I think it's really pointless to hate on Saudi Arabia for wanting to go to the league. We have the MLS here in America, and we take a bunch of European superstars who are towards the end of their career and bring them over. Some people see that as a not great way to run a league. Once again, we have no control over it. It's none of our business. Let them do them. We want to do this, they want to do that, whoever wants to do whatever, it doesn't matter. You're in La Liga. Enjoy La Liga. Respectfully, I love Toni Kroos, but I get he has a podcast and he wants to talk about stuff the same way I have a super, super small podcast and I want to talk about things. But obviously the Saudi Arabian people are not going to take that well. They want to have a good league. The same way I'm here in America, I live in Michigan. We don't have an MLS team. I wish we had an MLS team. I would go to every single game. I'd be the first season ticket holder they had. But unfortunately, we don't have one. We do have some USL Championship teams and stuff like that, but I'm just not the biggest fan. I don't enjoy the atmosphere very much. That's just my opinion. No disrespect to those teams. But I wish the MLS would do more to have a team in all of the states. I don't know how that works logistically and numbers-wise, but that's just my wish, and I would love if the league did something to have a team here. So that's my talking point. And then what else did I have? I'm sorry, I'm a little unorganized today, but I'm in a little bit of a rush. What is the last talking point I had? Is there anything else I wanted to discuss? Let's see. Anything tactically? I owe Ferland Mendy an apology. Thank you for scoring a goal, coming up clutch, being decent, solid defensively. Just cross the ball. Kamavinga, you have the same issue. Cross the ball. There's so many instances where there'd be 3 or 4 players in the box. Bellingham's making a late run, and Kamavinga just dribbles inside on his left foot. Dude, I get it. Going down the line is predictable, but you could do it occasionally. The irony of me, who's never played professionally, telling a professional what to do, but still, it's we're soccer watchers. We have opinions. What else is there? Valverde looked really tired, but it's to be expected after extra time in the Saudi Arabian heat. To be honest, I don't have much. I'm just very glad that I got to watch that game. It was super enjoyable, super fun. I'll be honest, I really thought we were going to lose once they made it 3-2. I was like, yep, we're probably out. And then Danny Carvajal came up clutch. Oh, I remembered. I don't want Kepa to ever play a soccer game for Real Madrid again. No disrespect, no hate to you, dude, just as a soccer fan. I've seen nothing but nerves and shakiness and a lack of confidence. And I believe for the modern game of football, he lacks the athleticism and the size, right? Other keepers make it work. They have their own ways. I don't know what those ways are. I'm the worst goalkeeper you'll ever see. I once played a Reckoned game. What was it, Reckoned? Whatever. It was an indoor game during the winter time because in Michigan you can't play outside. And we played against a bunch of guys that are older than us, and I conceded 9 goals in 5 minutes. But that's besides the point. He hasn't looked good. I've wanted Looney to play every single game because he's looked solid. He's looked really, really good. There's a reason why we signed him. And he's a good keeper. Kepa was bought in as an emergency player. He should have been the backup since day one, in my opinion. I'll be honest. Because even at Chelsea, he didn't convince me very much. Especially what he did to the coach at the time. Sorry, when he refused to get subbed off. Yeah, he's a person. He makes mistakes. He's a human. But at the level that Real Madrid requires, you just can't have consistent mistakes and bad performances. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. So that's my opinion on the last game. It was super entertaining. Can't wait to watch the final against one of Osasuna or Barcelona. It's probably going to be Barcelona. But it's super satisfying to beat them in a final. They beat us in the Spanish Super Cup final last season. Hopefully we can get some revenge, put in a good game. They're struggling with injuries just like we are, so it should be a good game. Unless, we decide to do what Madrid does and not show up for a Clásico, which we've done one too many times, and it's getting a little old. But we have won the last 2, which is good. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Share some opinions about the game. Share some thoughts. I want this to grow. I want this to be a community. I hope that one day when we're big enough, we could do watch parties and meetups and just have a good time. So get involved. If you enjoy it, please subscribe, leave a like. If you don't enjoy it, leave a dislike. Leave constructive, nice criticism in the comments. Don't just roast me for the fun of it. But I appreciate you watching. If you watched all the way till the end, and even if you watched a little bit, thank you very much. Until next time, catch you guys later.